Hello and welcome to the program. This edition covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. But first, the top stories. The Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, has sat on his throne for the first time since returning to the Emirate. He sat on the elevated stool surrounded by district heads within the Kano Emirate who make up his cabinet as well as family and friends. Earlier, he made his way to the throne room on a horse and with the golden royal umbrella, which signifies that he is the emir. Emir Sanusi arrived at the palace grounds in the early hours of today in company of the Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf, his deputy Aminu Abdusalam, and Speaker of the State Jibril Falgore to inspect it before finally settling in. In an interview with reporters, he thanked the people of Kano State and the government for their support over the years.
My advice to people is, at this point in time, we need to exercise a lot of patience. I'm an economist, and I look like many things through the prism of economics. We are at a stage in our national development where some decisions have had to be taken, and people are going through difficult times. But these difficulties are a result of many, many years of bad policy. So we should first of all understand that the current government is not the one that is responsible for the issues, but they do have to bear the burden. It is now their responsibility. Now, anybody who knows economic crisis understands that these things take 2, 3, 4 years to work themselves out. We should not expect that because we have a new government that in 6 months all the problems of the previous 8 years will be eradicated. So first I would urge people to be patient. I would also urge them to be fair. I would also urge the government to understand that much as these difficulties are necessary, we have a responsibility to make them as short as possible and get out of this crisis as quickly as possible.
The deposed 15th Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, has also made a return to Kano, although he was not allowed into the palace. He also returned early this morning to a small crowd of supporters and is currently at the Nasarawa Royal House. Alhaji Bayero was removed as the Emir of Kano alongside 4 other emirs following the State House of Assembly's passage of a law deposing them. That law was later signed by the governor, who announced the reinstallment of Mohammed Sanusi as the emir. And the governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, has ordered the immediate arrest of the deposed Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, accusing him of creating tension within the state. This directive comes just 2 days after Bayero was deposed by the governor. According to the spokesperson for the governor, the former emir was allegedly smuggled into Kano City last night in an attempt to reclaim the palace forcefully. The statement emphasized the government's commitment to maintaining peace and order, highlighting that any action undermining this stability will be met with strict measures. Meanwhile, the deputy governor insists due process was followed and that the government believes some higher power is backing the deposed emir.
The constitution is very, very clear about that. Nobody has any jurisdiction on this apart from these 2 tiers of government and these 3 areas, the state assembly, the governor, and the local governments. So nobody has any right to interfere or enforce or force anybody on Kano people. The Office of the National Security Advisor has been using the security personnel. We understand that early this morning they have chartered a flight or 2 for the former Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero. They brought him back. He's currently at the airport waiting to be taken to a destination. But our information is telling us they wanted to bring him back to this house, this Kano Emir's palace. As you must have seen, we are here, all of us, the members of the State House of Assembly. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, has been personally here for the last 4 hours or so. We brought the Emir here to come and assume duty and continue his normal administration of the Emirate Council.
And now to the regional reports. As part of the communique of the Northeast Governors Forum's penultimate quarterly meeting, which held in Adamawa State, Governor Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State has sworn in Shehu Umar as Commissioner for Special Duties and Regional Integration. The Commissioner will collaborate with commissioners of similar portfolios from the 6 northeastern states to promote greater cooperation and mutual assistance in the region. Mr. Inuwa also swore in 22 experts in various walks of life as special advisors to help drive his government's policies and programs. Shortly after the swearing-in, the state government also received a consignment of food palliatives from the federal government.
The northeastern part of Nigeria has suffered long years of insurgency and its resultant displacements. The aftermath of the insurgency in northeast Nigeria is still evident in the number of internal displacements, out-of-school children, and broken-down social amenities. As part of its recovery solutions for the sub-region, the Northeast Governors Forum agreed to appoint commissioners to coordinate regional integration efforts. Hence, Governor Inuwa Yahaya's appointment of Shehu Umar, along with 22 other special advisors.
Northeast governors resolved to appoint people of caliber that have the capacity to manage our relationships or interrelationships, especially in order to guide the operations of the Northeast Development Commission. And Shehu was the one who took charge as the focal person of our relationship with the Northeast Development Commission. So there was no other person better fit to serve in that capacity than him at this point in time. And I'm sure as Commissioner, he will do better than he did before. And as Commissioner for Special Duties, he's virtually a Commissioner of every ministry. So I'll take him to anywhere, and he'll be my hand of support in all the ministries. Your appointment is a call to service in order to help navigate the affairs of our state through turbulent waters, and not an invitation for political luxury and profligacy.
The governor charges the new appointees to eschew corruption and work to better the lots of the teeming masses of Gombe State.
As senior public officials, I trust that you lead by example, fostering a culture of integrity and excellence in all your endeavors. As you step into your new roles, I urge you to keep into these reforms and embrace these policies wholeheartedly so as to ensure their successful implementation. I urge you to strive to live above board and be just and fair to all our people, irrespective of religion, ethnic, or political differences.
The new appointees promise to key into Inuwa Yahaya's vision for Gombe State and the Northeast region.
I would like to believe this is a call to service, to do our best to uplift our people, to integrate our people.
Shortly after the swearing-in, the Gombe State government receives its allocation for grains from the federal government as part of measures to help residents cope with cost of food and other unfavorable economic situations.
And to other aspects of development, the Bauchi zone of the Academic Staff Union of Universities is throwing its full weight behind the decisions taken by its National Executive Council at the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, between the 11th and the 12th of May 2024 over the federal government's inability to fulfill a number of agreements. While describing the federal government's student loan scheme as a systematic ploy to whittle down public universities, ASU is demanding more funding for universities, with UNFPA's 15.20% budgetary benchmarks, exit from IPPIS, implementation of NIMI-BRICS 2021 renegotiated agreement, release of their withheld salaries and allowances, among other demands. The union says it would be forced to take decisions with unpleasant consequences if its demands are not urgently addressed by the federal government.
The Bauchi zone of the Academic Staff Union of Universities is blaming the federal government over failed promises which earlier led to a prolonged industrial action.
Like I said earlier,
the body also says that the federal government has reneged on its promises to carry out renegotiated agreements.
We have given government 2-week ultimatum, which will lapse next Monday. And we are hoping that between now and that period, government would have responded to the issues we have brought to the fore. Like I said earlier, for the past 10 years, we have been dragging with government to get these issues resolved. So if at this point, 10 years after, government is not ready to respond, of course, the union will weigh the situation and take appropriate decision.
Also says the federal government's student loan scheme leaves a lot to be desired, lamenting the proliferation of TET fund universities. The union also raises alarm over brain drain of scholars to other countries, calling on states and federal governments to save universities from degenerating into mushroom and glorified high schools.
These people who are asking that students should be given loan, schooled with Nigeria's money, not in this country, outside this country. Excess money, they had enough to school. They are back here. All of them till today, their children are schooling outside Nigeria. With Nigeria's money, all of them claim to be rich men. Which factories do they own?
I just like to say that we have been on this matter. We have gone to see the Minister of Education, we have gone to see the new Minister of Labor. We continue to hold consultations. So if you find us come out to still talk about this, it means that we gave our best and we're not getting any positive results.
After the press briefing, a protest walk within the university campus by the aggrieved scholars further highlights their plight and their desire to mend fences with the federal government.
The issue is, you see, we are always conversing for increment in funding in public tertiary institutions. So if government feels they have the fund to give student loans, why don't they divert this fund towards improving or repositioning our current tertiary institutions that are giving out loans?
We know the money is there, the means of addressing this issue is there. So anything short of implementing this agreement, definitely the union is going to take a decision which may not likely be in the best interest of the generality of Nigerians.
While keeping its next line of actions close to its chest, the union says the consequences might be dire should the federal government turn a deaf ear to their demands.
Welcome back. In its quest to ameliorate the housing deficit in Nigeria, the federal government has laid the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of 250 housing units comprising of 1, 2, and 3-bedroom bungalows in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital. The State Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Abdullahi Gwarzo, charged the contractors on quality of work and to ensure the project is completed within the period of 3 months so that it can be sold to interested beneficiaries. This is the new site for the construction of 250 housing units of the federal government's Renewed Hope estate in Damaturu, as equipment and workers are mobilized ahead of its official groundbreaking ceremony. Governor May Malabuni, alongside the State Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Abdullahi Gwarzo, and other government officials, arrived at the site amid cheers. The project consists of 1, 2, and 3 bedroom detached and semi-detached to be completed within 3 calendar months.
This project is part of the nationwide Renewed Hope Cities and Estates program of the ministry, which His Excellency, Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, officially launched earlier this year in Abuja, under which the plan to deliver the 50,000 housing unit in the phase 1.
We have designed these housing units in a way that makes it easy and affordable for people to obtain. We have used organic designs to allow for future expansion as the income of beneficiaries increases. What this means is that the 1 bedroom can be expanded to 2 bedrooms and a 2 bedroom expandable to 3 bedrooms as the owner's financial situation improves or he grows in service.
One of the contractors who congratulated Yobe State on behalf of others pledged to deliver the project within the stipulated time.
Our appreciation goes to the federal government of Nigeria under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. We want to assure our dear Honorable Minister that we are committed to ensuring that the Renewed Hope Estate meets the highest standard of quality and design.
I wish to extend our proposal.
Before the groundbreaking ceremony, Governor May Malabuni said the Yobe state government gave out the land to the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development free, adding that the houses would support the state's post-insurgency recovery plan after years of conflict.
As you are aware, Yobe State has suffered over 10 years of insurgency that resulted in the destruction of public and private properties, including houses and displacement of thousands of people. Therefore, the choice of our dear state for this project is timely and highly justified. This intervention will no doubt play a great role in our post-insurgency recovery plan and development agenda.
The governor also pleaded with the contractors to patronize the state aluminium company in supplying the roofing zincs, as well as indigenous laborers and local vendors to create jobs for the citizens. The governor of Adamawa State, Hamadu Fintiri, has reiterated his administration's commitment to transform the health sector through impactful projects that will bring relief and succor to the people. The governor made this disclosure while commissioning a modern cottage hospital in Demsa local government area of the state.
The local government area of Adamawa State has been without a medical facility to cater to the needs of the people since its creation. But that's history now, with the commissioning of a brand new cottage hospital in the headquarters of the local government. Governor Umaru Fintiri, in company of state government officials, is received by the State Commissioner for Health, the 2 traditional rulers from the area, and a crowd who rolled out the drums to celebrate. In his opening remarks, the Commissioner for Health, Felix Tangwami, describes the project as a great relief to the community, while the member representing Demsa in the State House of Assembly applauds the establishment of the hospital.
Facilities we are about to commission is fully equipped, staff have been posted, and everything that is needed to make the community benefit are in position. Your Excellency, on behalf of all health workers in Adamawa State, we want to sincerely thank you for making giant strides in the health sector. We are very proud to associate with you and with your achievements. We want to inform you that you have done well. And we are in position to tell anyone this because we know better what we require to do our job, what we have, and what we now have.
Honestly, Your Excellency, we cannot thank you enough, because what you did in Demsa is beyond measure. and I want to testify this thing without any iota of contradiction that this cottage hospital is one of the best in Adamawa State.
Governor Fintiri reiterates his administration's efforts to deliver quality healthcare to the people of the state.
Our efforts have been comprehensive, touching every facet of healthcare landscape, from infrastructure development to capacity building, from service delivery to disease control. We have left no stone unturned in our quest to ensure the well-being of our people. In the primary health sector, we have expanded access to essential services by constructing new health posts in hard-to-reach communities and renovating existing facilities. Several primary healthcare centers have been refurbished, equipped with staff quarters, VIP latrines, boreholes, and standard fences, enhancing both access and quality of care.
He then proceeds to commission the 60-bed facility and takes a guided tour.
To the glory of God and to the benefit of humanity. Thank you.
Patients can also access the accident and emergency via the exit route. We have a fully functional modern monitor, oxygen cylinders. This is a suction machine, automated hematology analyzers.
Earlier, Governor Fintiri, assisted by His Royal Majesty Hamabata, commissioned a 4.8-kilometer road in Demsa. These activities are part of events lined up to celebrate 5 years of his administration as he continues in his drive to provide dividends of democracy to the people of the state.
The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on the Northeast Development Commission, Mr. Usman Zana, has stressed the need for more funding to the commission to execute more developmental projects in the region. Mr. Zana made this known when he led members of the committee on a project inspection tour in Borno State.
Members of the House of Representatives Committee on the Northeast Development Commission are in Borno State to inspect some of the ongoing projects in the state. The Managing Director of the Commission, Mr. Mohammed Al-Kali, led the team to inspect some of the projects in Mafa and Jere local government areas of the state. Some of the projects inspected by the committee include the Alo Dam, the Commission's warehouse, as well as a 52-kilometer road linking communities in the two local government areas.
We're here to examine, to see, and to evaluate the work of the Northeast Development Commission. As we have gone around, we have seen what they have done. Roads, especially the Jere Bawel, where roads were constructed, a very quality road constructed, linking two local government areas of Mafa and Jere local government area. These are farming communities. You remember that some farmers were killed some 2 years ago. This is a farming community where the livelihood of the people are farming and fishing.
The Commission believes the road will boost the economic activities in the benefiting communities, which are largely agrarian. Meanwhile, the Commission is planning to build a solar plant in New Mate on the western coast of Lake Chad in Borno State to boost agricultural value chain activities in the region. The Director of the Commission made the promise when he met with the management of the Lake Chad Basin Development Authority, who came to pay a courtesy visit at the headquarters of the Commission in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital.
To use themselves, then thereafter.
The Lake Chad Authority is seeking partnerships to harness the potential of the lake.
We are also making a request for the replacement of plants and equipment. The authority has actually lost a significant number of its machineries during the peak period of the insurgency. Some were carted away at gunpoint, while others were burnt down by the insurgents. Even the authority with no or little farming implement or logistics to commence our operation. See, in the resuscitation of Bulu, water channel in Gala local government area, we are requesting for the desilting and dredging of water channels of about 10 kilometers in Gala and construction of dikes at strategic locations for both rain-fed and irrigation activities to boost food security.
We have a lot of areas we're able to collaborate. You just mentioned about the Alo Dam rehabilitation, which I think we have already awarded a contract. And this, I assure you, is just the beginning. You also mentioned about the Marte. We even have a bigger plan than what you are requesting. So, which will involve the federal government, the state government, and ourselves to see how that place can be, especially power, can be resuscitated or rehabilitated.
Thank you very much. The two agencies agreed to work together to promote socio-economic activities around the Lake Chad Basin, especially to create job opportunities for residents of the area.
And that sums it up on the program for today and indeed for the entire week. Thank you so much for being there. Join us again, same time next week when we'll bring you another round of editions. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.